Hey there, I'm Jen Ferguson with Artistic Painting Studio, and today I'm going to share with you guys a few different ways that you can actually apply your metallic foils. So come join me for some fun. I'm covering today different ways that you can transfer your foils. There's definitely different styles and techniques for transferring them, and I'm going to go over a few different ones to share with you. And who knows, we probably can find other ways as well. So here is one of our foils called Waverly, and it has a beautiful pattern on it. And most likely we're going to want to transfer this one, what I call just smooth, okay? We're going to apply it over our tacked surface. So this has been primed with our Bondego. Foil adhesive has been applied. Our foil adhesive is sat up for about 24 hours, and now it's ready for a transfer. So I laid my sheet down. I'm using just a nice soft cloth, kind of like t-shirt material. And I'm gonna rub the surface and then grab a corner and peek and see what kind of transfer I'm getting. Now, if I'm not getting as much as I would like, I let that piece fall right back into place. I'm gonna grab my scrubber brush. It's just a nail brush, plastic bristles, and just scrub. We're gonna peek again. Look at our transfer, see if we're getting the coverage we desire. If not, you can continue to lay the foil right back down and scrub. Now, I always try to make sure that I'm holding on to the carrier with like my fingers over here, whereas where I'm pulling it back, I can't lift it all the way off, and maybe even check the other side and go from that direction as well and scrub over there. But especially when you have a pattern like this that's so distinctive, you do want to keep the foil in position and peek, making sure you're happy with it before you completely release it, because lining this pattern back up would be challenging. Once you're happy with the results, remove the carrier sheet. And this is what we just referred to as a smooth application. Trying to get the pattern on there as smooth and with as much transfer and release as we can get. Another one of my favorite ways to transfer the foils is actually crinkling them up first, okay? And that way the foil itself is going to have a little character to it. It is going to have these wrinkles, which is kind of distressing it and give it a little bit more interest. Again, you can just lay the foil over your surface area, rub to smooth it out, and then check to see what kind of transfer that you are getting. Looks like we had a little something extra that decided to get stuck there. And at this point, you can decide if you like the way that looks, or if you too, again, want more transfer. If you do, just lay that foil right back down, use your scrub brush, and critique it one more time. Sometimes I like to leave the crinkles more apparent and let that background show. Other times I'll come back and fill back in, but I can still see the crinkles and the lines from the interest that I created in the foil. We can also crinkle with multiple sheets. Just telling you, there's a lot of ways to do this. Again, crinkle it up. And I mean, you can really, really smash it small so you get a lot of crinkles from that, okay? That looks pretty cool all on its own. And again, I'm gonna smooth it with the rag. I'm just gonna rub it on there. And this time, I'm gonna leave all of that. Other than I wanna rub a little bit further out to my edges so that we have a bigger area to show you here. And I'm gonna leave all of those openings, okay? And I'm gonna grab another sheet, and this is using a silver and a gold. The gold, I believe, is our sun bleached gold, and the silver is our bright silver. which I knew these two would complement each other. And again, I'm going to rub over the top. I'm actually going to scrub with the brush because I want to basically backfill any open area that the first release left with the silver foil. Now, I hope that you see that really well because that is an absolutely gorgeous silver gold finish. There are just so many different ways to kind of use these, and it's fun to experiment and play and just have fun with it. Okay, moving on. We still have more ways we can do this. And one of them is pouncing. So this is our Egyptian gold foil, which already has silver and gold on it. And I'm going to crinkle it up and make sure that I have only the transfer side showing. So this is the back side of the foil. So this is the transfer side. And we're just going to pounce with it. Okay, it's kind of a noisy technique. And as you're pouncing, you're going to see that you're clearing out your transfer sheet. So you might have to move it over to a clean section if you want more coverage. You can continue to pounce until you have achieved the look you would like. When doing this, make sure that the foil color that you picked is going to complement your background color because a lot of your background color is still going to show. And you can continue to pounce. I still have a silver gold finish because the foil that I chose here is our Egyptian gold, which has both. So it's just a different look. The black is dominating in there and it's going to create a darker finish and have a lot of depth. Whereas this one's going to be softer and smoother because we have more coverage from it. But you can continue to pounce as long as you want to get as much coverage as you desire. So that one's really up to you as the artist and the end user, how much coverage you do want. And I think it's kind of cool pouncing with a foil that's multicolored to begin with so that you already get a couple of different colors. We can also pounce with multiple colors of 2 different sheets. So I've got our red and orange foils. I'm going to start with orange. Again, I'm going to crinkle it up. I'm going to put it into a ball with only the transfer side showing. And I'm going to pounce on some of the orange. And once I feel like I have enough coverage, I'm going to grab the red foil, and this is just our regular red. I like crinkling it as well and then turning it into a ball. And then I'm going to pounce red foil. And remember, as you're pouncing, you're transferring a lot of foil, so you have to move over to a clean section to continue and make sure that you are actually doing something. Now these colors are complementary and going to look really good together, and it's just going to be a subtle transition between the red and the orange because they're not a strong contrast. They're pretty close in color. So this would be a subtle finish in doing the pouncing technique. We can definitely get more bold with this and use colors that have a little bit stronger contrast. So I'm going to go for the blue and the pink and try this. And it's fun to just experiment, play, and come up with different looks. You also do not have to do this just over black, but I would test and make a sample first of whatever color you're going to go over. Make sure that you are happy with that look. Okay, I'm going to take some of the pink. And again, just make sure that all you have exposed is the transfer side. And depending on how much you pounce, I'm going to grab another piece of pink. For the first sheet, there will only be so much adhesive left to transfer the second color. So I normally will transfer my dominating color first and then start transferring my secondary or third color, however many I want to put together. And that way my blue is dominating and the pink is just an accent, but there's definitely more contrast here. And that was just another fun way that you can do this. I also love grabbing foils that have a lot of different colors. Even though these are pretty subtle, we've got some lavender, some blue, some gold, a little bit of silver. And pounce with this because you're going to have all those multi-colors to begin with. You're not going to see any pattern. You're just going to see all the fun colors that are in the foil. Pouncing does take a little bit longer. Your coverage will never be as strong as if you are rubbing it on with a full transfer. So the background color is really important to nail down what color you want to use. But you can keep pouncing until you get, some pretty good coverage and you almost lose the background. But it's going to be a softer application. So if you're looking for something more subtle, the pouncing technique is a really great way of transferring your foils. At this point, that is what I have to share with you guys. Just wanted to show you that there is definitely more than one style, one technique, and you could achieve different looks using different foils together. One thing I do want to point out is we do have some other foils. These are referred to as our V-Mask line. This one is copper green slate and also our very well-known weathered copper. Okay, these foils are a super easy release and what we call a delicate release. And we do not advise trying to crinkle these up because as you can already see, even if I just kind of crinkle that, the foil is ready to fall off of the carrier. Like I said, this is a super easy release. And if you crinkle it first and then try to apply it, it's going to be more on the floor than I think it'll be on your wall. So just double check. All of our foils have details under the description on the website. So you can just go to the website and check the foil and make sure, but be careful with any of our V-Mask foils. Okay, guys, I hope that this has created a little fuel in your creativity to do something different with your application of foils. And if you'll do us a big favor, head to that subscribe button and click it so that you do not miss any of our upcoming videos. And all the products and materials that I've used in this video will be linked in the description below.